Hi, I am Dr. Madhu Periyasamy, a plastic and reconstructive surgeon doing microvascular surgery also at Ganga Hospital, Coimbatore, and I deal mainly with chronic wounds including diabetic feet and their problems. Today we have decided to make a video to increase the awareness of problems of the feet among people with diabetes. We often in our clinic get to see people with diabetes coming to us with infection of simple ulcers. The diabetic foot ulcer usually starts off as a very small problem. It starts off as a corn or a callus, which is the thickening of the foot, skin of the foot on the plantar aspect, that is on the sole of the foot. So this usually occurs in response to mechanical trauma because of the stiffness of the foot that occurs in diabetes and also other problems such as loss of sensation and reduction in blood flow. People in India are usually affected more by the mechanical problems rather than vascular problems. We are creating this awareness video so that we can reach out to the people with diabetes who can then follow these simple tips to try to prevent damage to their feet. Every diabetic person must either inspect his foot himself or get someone's help in the family to inspect their foot on a daily basis. This must be done at least twice daily, in the morning and before they go to bed at night. What must you look for when you look at the feet? So you must look for any corn or calluses which are new. You must look for areas of redness, swelling and warmth. If there are areas of warmth when you touch it, it means there is something abnormal going on. If one foot is swollen relative to the other, there is something abnormal going on. And if you have areas of fluid drainage, then please immediately see your doctor. You can also check your footwear or socks for areas of wetness, and also you must look at the spaces in between your toes particularly to see if you have any signs of fungal infections which can lead to damage later. These simple signs will tell you that your feet can no longer protect themselves. The signs of loss of sensation include slipping of slippers when you walk. You may even lose them sometimes, and when you come home you may find that you're not actually wearing your slippers. The other signs include an unsteadiness in gait, or when you walk you feel as if you're walking on a cotton mattress. If you close your eyes, you won't be able to balance yourself. You will find difficulty driving a car because you cannot get the feedback of how much you're pressing the accelerator. Walking downstairs without looking at the steps may be difficult, and walking in the dark may be difficult. So these are all signs that there is a loss of sensation in the feet. When you have such a sign, please get yourself checked immediately. The third must do is wearing right footwear. So wearing right footwear is very important for people with diabetes, particularly those with loss of sensation and other symptoms like corns and calluses, because a good footwear helps to relieve the pressure points and thereby reduce the occurrence of ulcers in the feet. So what do we mean by good footwear? A good footwear, for that I have a few demonstrative pieces here. So you need to know about the parts of a footwear. So this is the sole of the footwear, and then having the split footwear, we can easily show you that the back part is called the heel. There is a welt and the sole which is in contact with the foot called the insole. The upper part of the shoe can be divided into the shank or the front, which the tip of the front is called the toe box, and then there is a good heel. The heel needs to be reinforced. You can see here there is an extra piece of leather. It is called the heel counter. These types of counters help to retain shape of the footwear and prevent the foot from moving within the footwear. So we usually use a flat piece. Most of us diabetics are used to flat MCR type of insoles, whereas the latest insoles actually must, for best effect, mirror the shape of your foot. If you can see these ups and downs, this is exactly what you mean by a good insole. It must be firm enough to resist your body weight so that it does not crumple under the weight of your body and flatten out so that your foot does not hit the ground. So wearing soft footwear does not mean that you are wearing good footwear. You must always go in for a customized footwear, which is the best thing that you can give your feet to prevent the occurrence of new ulcers. This is another example of a full insole. You can see the ups and downs and the arch supports over here. When you wear good footwear, you must always check your footwear every day so that you know that there are no stones or no worn out parts within the footwear. If there are the footwear is worn out, please change them immediately. And the other points about a good footwear include having a wide and high toe box. This is to accommodate all the deformities that occur in the diabetic foot. So whenever you have a deformed foot, the upper must be soft enough to accommodate the deformities. It is ideal to have a Velcro type of strap because there is a difference in the volume of the foot during the daytime and in the evenings. So when you get up in the morning, you usually find that your foot is less swollen because you have been resting at night, keeping your foot up. This normally occurs in all people with edema in the foot. So once you rise up in the morning and your foot volume is low, you will notice that your shoes are actually loose. So you must have an adjustable type of strap which allows you to wear your shoes a little tighter in the mornings, and as the edema increases in the evening, must allow you to loosen up the footwear. A good padded socks has been proven to reduce the pressure further when you wear good footwear. Another important point is to apply good moisturizing cream. Any diabetic person has autonomic neuropathy, which reduces the ability of the foot to keep itself moist. That is, it cannot sweat. So this results in the skin of the foot becoming dry and cracked, and through these cracks, germs can enter your feet and cause infections. So if the ability of natural moisturization has been lost, we must always use artificial moisturization in the form of moisturizing creams. You must apply these creams before you wear your footwear, both in the morning and in the night. There are also a few points that you must avoid to prevent damage to your feet. These points include not walking barefoot, even inside the houses. For example, most of us Indians would find it very odd to wear footwear within the house. But we must always remember that the human foot has been evolved to walk on soft mud and not on hard stone. So every flooring that we have today in our house, be it tiles, marble or granite, it is all stone, and that we end up walking on stone 24 hours a day or most of the day. Never try to treat or self-treat problems in the diabetic foot. Seek medical attention as soon as possible because time is tissue. So the earlier you seek specialized medical attention, the higher are your chances of not losing the foot. And as WHO statistics have shown, every 30 seconds, someone somewhere in the world is losing a lower limb because of diabetes. An intertrigo or an infection between the nails is one of the most common causes of a very bad infection, because this infection can lead to a sepsis, which can directly lead on to the deepest part of your foot. So always take care in the care of the foot, particularly areas between the toes, the nails, the tips of the toes and the sole of your feet. You must also remember that since there is a loss of sensation, whenever you apply anything hot to your feet, please take care and check that the temperature of whatever you're putting on your feet is in the acceptable range. You can either check that yourself with a thermometer or with the elbow of your upper limb, so that you know it is not too hot. Or you can even ask your loved ones to help you to check the temperature of the water bath or any hot compress that you're going to apply to your feet. So even if you are applying something with less heat, there is also a factor of time to be taken into account. Please do not apply anything for a prolonged period of time over your feet, because even if it is not very hot, the time to contact may end up burning your feet. Never walk barefoot on floors which are exposed to the sun, particularly in places like temples and courtyards of your house. Even if you walk a few steps, the temperature can actually be so high as to cause burns to the plantar aspect or sole of your feet. This can result in blisters. If you unfortunately happen to have such blisters, immediately seek the attention of your doctor, because these burns may be deep and may require plastic surgical attention. Your diabetologist would have told you that doing exercises would help reduce your sugar levels. It's absolutely true, but it doesn't hold good for people with problems in the feet. So you must always ask your diabetologist to advise foot-friendly exercises when you have problems in your feet. Foot-friendly exercises mean exercises which do not load the foot. For example, you can do static cycling, you can do swimming or any other such exercise which does not involve you bearing weight on your damaged feet. So please do inform your diabetologist that you have a problem in your feet, and he will definitely be happy to advise you accordingly. Because exercise is an essential part of diabetes control, but saving your feet are even more important.